It's Tim Brown, and hey, return of the secondary character,
Return of the sales guy.
primary
Look out.
primary character. He's a primary character. We're gonna just have Tracy interview me today. No, just kidding. That'd be. We're actually talking about how half-assing something can be just as tiring as giving 110% on Monday morning marketing and coffee, and I think this is something that was super interesting to a friend of ours recently. And we were talking to her at dinner this past Saturday night, and she was talking about how this has increased her revenue in her work because she's thinking about things a little bit differently. So I thought I'd share it with you guys, and maybe it will be useful to you. Maybe it will double your revenue over the next couple months.
Gosh, that'd be fun.
I'm just going to tell a little story. You know, some of you guys know this, but I've been broke. I've been very broke before. And, you know, one of those things I did when I was broke, waking up at 10 or 11 o'clock. And I've done a lot of different jobs. I've tried a lot of things. But I've also had a lack of fulfillment before. I haven't been fulfilled in my work. So I just kind of like, you know, half-ass things. And I realized that whole thing can be extremely tiring too. And I don't know, have you ever had a period of time, maybe not Tracy. Tracy, have you ever had a time in your life where you've half-assed something?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know, like, do you know what I'm talking about, that can be just as tiring?
Oh, absolutely. So I worked in another job, and candidly, after the initial kind of excitement and motivation, just got hammered a few times by management and people, and after a while you kind of stop caring, but you still got to show up to work and still got to pretend like you're trying, and you end up half-assing things. And so yes, it can be very tiring to half-ass things because you got to look like you're working, you got to pretend to do stuff, and then you have to deal with the stress of not actually getting any results.
Exactly. And a lot of times it's, you know, broke people are tired too, and I think that, like, I've been very tired in that state of mind, and honestly to me it's almost more tiring. So like the opposite, right? Giving 110%, you're tired, but you also get like weird second wins and inspiration because of pushing, because of that, you know. So it's almost compounding. You get like a compounding effect from your effort, because I'll have people come back to me and say things like, yeah, you really inspired me, or thank you for the encouragement, or things like that, that are things that I do more often when I'm pushing.
Yeah.
You know, I do those things more often when I'm actually applying significant effort. So I'll actually make an effort to encourage the people around me. And my effort, the intense effort, I think sometimes inspires people around me. And I think probably the same is for you, that when you're pushing, you probably are inspiring the people around you a little bit. And you don't always know it, right? You don't always realize it. And then later on, somebody will come to you and be like, you know, I knew you were tired, but you really were, you know, you were giving the extra effort. You were doing better customer service. You were like saying nice things to your coworkers. And people do notice that kind of stuff.
I got kind of a funny story.
Yeah, tell it.
So this weekend, my wife and I, we moved, and gosh, luckily I don't know anybody in the new neighborhood, so nobody's watching this. But so Friday was super crazy. Everybody was just moving boxes, just pushing hard all Friday, 6:30 a.m. to about 9:30 p.m. And it was my wife and myself, and then a couple groups of people helping us move. Well, then Saturday comes along, get up 6:30 again, start pushing, new group of helpers. So this weekend it was my brothers, and the goal for Saturday was get the rainbow swing set back up. It's in pieces in the backyard. We need to get that thing up. It's not fun to do, and so we started doing that. And next door they're building a deck around the pool. That's been taking like 3-4 weeks, and it should have been done like in a week. And so my brothers and I, we're sitting there building this swing set. We had to take one down, build the next one. We're pushing. And you talk about other people around you. Well, we start watching the guys next door building this deck, and I start hearing the main guy, hey man, we gotta go faster. We gotta get this thing done. You know, come on, we've been working on this way too long, and And anyway, so we're pushing, then they're pushing harder. We're almost like in competition, like who's going to finish the project first. And it just goes, you get that energy, you get that excitement going. And
it's infectious.
It is infectious.
Enthusiasm.
And I know for us, so we got the swing set done, and then Sunday it's like, all right, we're doing this other project. And so it was just another full day of pushing, new group of people to help support. And, from my perspective, what kept me going, and I think what really helps is when you have got a big task where it's like, okay, either I can half-ass this and, I will get it done, or I can just push it 110%. I know what works for me is knowing what that end goal is. So you're working towards something and break it into little chunks. So like Saturday, the goal was get the swing set done. We don't touch anything else until that swing set is up and done. And then we move on to the closets, or then we move on to working on the garage. But it's like everybody focused on one thing and no messing around with anything else until that one project was done.
And I mean, this is obviously in your case, you had a very clear vision of what you wanted to accomplish, and it was super exciting to you, that clear vision, right? And I think that, those are two really good points. Having that clear vision, knowing what you want to accomplish, having a picture in your mind of what you want. That's why I think it's so important to kind of always refresh that vision for yourself, your business, and yourself as an individual. What does that final vision look like? Making it super clear and vivid in your head. And then your second point, love it, breaking it into smaller chunks, because if you break anything into small enough chunks, it's super doable, right? Like, so clearly, figuring out which things, and you had 3 different days with 3 different groups of people and you're sitting there pushing. Small enough chunks, anything is doable. Love those points.
And I think as a manager, so again, I'm not a manager here at work, but in this situation, I was definitely managing these projects. And, like yesterday, we had somebody helping us out with some closet stuff. So a lot, that takes a higher skill set than I've got. So I was making sure I was picking up all his garbage. Mike, do you need a beer? Mike, can I go get you a tool? So even though I wasn't able to do the technical work that needed to get done, I was right there making sure he had everything that he needed so he could just work and focus and not get caught up and distracted along anything else, so he could be pushing at 110% while I was trying to push it at 110%.
I love that, man. So if you don't have the technical expertise to do the specific thing that's getting done at that moment, just being there, being somebody to help, man, those are good points. This is better when you're on, man.
Maybe the second one. We'll see about the third one.
The second one was better because Tracy was on. If you believe that and you saw this, throw a thumbs up or a smiley face or something in the comments. Say something about having Tracy back on, and we'll have him back on. If not, no more Tracy.
Say adios. We're done. It was fun while it lasted.
No, just kidding. No, but seriously, throw some in the comments. Say you saw this. Say that you watched it to the end, and maybe we'll shout you out next Monday morning, Marketing and Coffee. We're here to give you a little boost of energy on Monday, and thanks, thank you, and I appreciate you guys very much. Have an amazing week and
do more of something that you love.
Yes, no, it doesn't have to be exact. Do a little bit more of what you love this week.
There we go.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Good, buddy.